Now at 4, an active radar. I'm tracking rain and storms that will impact your Friday night plans.
Plus, a new warning from the CDC about what not to eat to avoid that gnarly diarrhea illness. Another development in the investigation. That's ahead.
And good news, Garth Brooks fans, his new tour is adding shows. When and where you can see the country legend right here locally. Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock on this Friday afternoon. So hot and humid out there. And as we take a live look at radar, you can see rain and storms. They're making their way through central Indiana as well. Great to have you with us. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. We appreciate you joining us here. And Angela is with us along as well, tracking this humidity, this heat, and this rain that we're seeing.
We heard that. Ugh.
Oh,
Yes.
It's so humid out there.
Yeah.
Sean and I were going back and forth. He did sunrise this morning, so as we were doing the handoff this afternoon, he's like, it feels like Florida.
It does.
It
does.
These are Florida-like storms. They pop up, they rain themselves out. We're not dealing with any severe weather, but do know a lot of these storms contain lightning, and that is a danger for outdoor events. Localized flooding will be an issue as well. This is an active radar on our Friday late afternoon. I'll give you several closer views. There will be some that don't get any rain at all, and there will be others that get a lot of rain. Dealing with rain on the northeast side of Marion County and then east to just south of Greenfield, in between Greenfield and Shelbyville. We head south. We've got a storm in between Franklin and Columbus along Interstate 65. We also have very heavy rain. These are slow movers from Marion to Hartford City into Portland, and then spotty storms from Frankfort up toward Lafayette into Monticello and Rensselaer. In addition to heavy rain and lightning slowing us down this afternoon and this evening, air quality still potentially an issue. We remain under that air quality alert right now for Indianapolis South. We're in the moderate to good range. However, you don't have to go too far north to find areas in that unhealthy range. Again, South Bend and again Fort Wayne today, and we are still tracking this thick smoke. And unfortunately, it's not going to go anywhere. We start the weekend with storm chances, not only tonight, but as we get into Saturday, and may end the weekend with more smoke. If you're coming downtown to root on our fever, appropriate storm at the fever tonight. Scattered storms in our forecast. That's a 7:30 tip. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s. Mention the storm chance tomorrow. Weather impact alert day tomorrow due to the severe threat, and smoke may return for the end of the weekend. Lots to cover in that forecast in a few minutes.
We'll see you then, Angela. Thank you. Let's get now to that warning out this afternoon from the CDC to avoid getting that nasty intestinal illness we've been talking about for weeks.
Yeah, so the CDC's advice here, they say don't eat lettuce from Taco Bell. Samantha Johnson is here now, and Sam, for a while they haven't been able to pinpoint where this is coming from, what's the source, how can we stop it, and now they know a little more info.
A little more. Yeah, the investigation continues here. We do know Indiana is now up to 327 confirmed cases. That's a lot more than just a week ago. The CDC says cyclosporiasis is now linked to shredded iceberg lettuce at Taco Bell locations in at least 5 states, including right here at home.
A quick Google search will tell you Taco Bell offers more than 50 menu items with lettuce, which is now at the center of the cyclosporiasis outbreak. Data from the CDC shows they interviewed more than 1,600 people who tested positive.
And a common source, Taco Bell, came up.
Dr. Thomas Dazinski is an epidemiologist and professor at IU Indianapolis. He says this is really just the beginning of the traceback investigation now underway.
So it might not be the actual lettuce itself. It might be the water that was used to irrigate the field.
The infected shredded iceberg lettuce traces back so far to Taylor Farms. At least 34 states now investigating reported cases, with a hotbed in the Midwest. Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia asked to skip the lettuce on your next Crunchwrap Supreme.
You know, the explosive diarrhea part is probably the biggest telltale sign. I mean, we all experience different aches and pains, but sometimes we don't go to the doctor. But if this is persistent and ongoing and abnormal, it's time to call the doctor.
On Friday, a national food poisoning law firm filed the first known complaint against Taco Bell and Taylor Farms on behalf of United States Army veteran David Ott from Ohio. According to the lawsuit, he was in the hospital for 2 days. His attorneys saying, quote, David Ott gave 27 years of his life to this country. He should not have had to spend his summer vacation in a hospital bed because a lettuce supplier and a national restaurant chain failed to keep a parasite out of the food they sold him.
Okay, so I asked our epidemiologist you heard from there, I said, well, we got to eat. So what's your advice here?
Right.
We're eating at a restaurant. He says, really, no matter where you are right now, maybe just skip the lettuce.
Okay.
Skip on the salad for now. We give you permission. He says, if you're buying lettuce at the store, it's best to buy it in the full head, peel away the outside layers, and then wash the inner layers in running water. He says that should do the trick. That should be really all you need. I feel like everyone, though, is just avoiding it.
Yeah,
for
that's
the time
exactly.
If you can, yeah. It
just,
sounds so
waiting
counterintuitive.
a little bit. Well, it's so concerning because
Counterintuitive right now.
you don't experience the symptoms until weeks later.
And it's too late at that
Right,
point.
yeah.
So much more to come, though, and they're still investigating if there are other foods that are linked to this as
Okay.
well.
At least they know more info. We've been
Yes.
waiting for more info.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Progress. All right. Thanks,
Sam.
Sam.
Well, tonight, Metro Police are looking into what caused a deadly crash on Indy's north side. This happened around 6 this morning near West 38th Street and Michigan Road. That's right in between Newfields and Crown Hill Cemetery. Officers say a driver hit the pedestrian at the intersection and they died at the scene. That driver stayed on the scene and is cooperating with this investigation. And over in Delaware County, the sheriff's office says they found a man dead under a riding lawnmower. This happened Thursday night around 8, about 10 miles east of Muncie. First responders found the man dead in a creek pinned under the lawnmower. Investigators believe the lawnmower slipped over a steep embankment, causing the man to fall into the water. And they're calling this a tragic accident with no signs of foul play.
A Greenfield man has been convicted of child molestation. The jury found 29-year-old Sean Wheatley guilty on 2 counts. He was acquitted on a 3rd count and a separate charge of sexual misconduct with a minor. Wheatley was accused of molesting 2 teen girls multiple times. Sentencing set for next month. He faces up to 24 years in prison. And in Hamilton County, police just announced they've arrested multiple people in a child predator sting. Detectives went online posing as teens between 13 and 15 years old. They say the men they commuted with on several apps and websites believed they were children. A total of 4 men now face preliminary charges of sexual misconduct with a minor or the promotion of child sex trafficking. All right, switching gears now, the Indiana Black Expo summer celebration still going strong. Just a few days left. It wraps up on Sunday.
Yeah,
right?
but they're not done yet. Tonight, it is all about the Music Heritage Festival outdoor concert. And the lineup features Kim, King George, October London, and Midnight Star. The concert will be at IU Michael Carroll Stadium at 6 p.m. Tickets start at $20.
Earlier today was the IBE corporate luncheon, and look right there. Who was the MC?
Hello.
The Felicia Lawrence.
Thank you. It's always an honor to be invited to do something like that. There were multiple celebrities, big names, big stars. All of our politicians were there, and multiple people being honored at the luncheon, including Anthony Anderson, an award-winning actor and producer. He received the Lifetime Achievement Award at today's event.
It's an honor to be here in Indianapolis Black Expo receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. And I like to think, it's just crazy when people are receiving awards like this and they're still continuing their art and their craft. I have a lot more living to do, a lot more art to create and perform, and a lot more things to say socially and for our community. So I just want to thank you guys for giving me this honor right now.
Also, while accepting his award, Anthony Anderson encouraged our men to go to the doctor and to take care of themselves, because we need men in our communities and in our homes. We need your masculine energy. I know that's a platform that you also like to tout.
So important to be proactive.
And encourage people, men particularly, to be proactive. So the other honorees include Matthew Knowles, which is Beyonce's father, Jeffrey Johnson Sr., pastor here, Delroy Lindo, singer, October London, and Terry Carmichael Jackson. She's over the WNBA Players Association, the union there. So fun times, fun events, and continue into the weekend. More ahead.
The highest rated commit for football that IU football has ever seen. That happened today. He's from Lawrence North. We're going to break it all down. That's coming up in sports.
We're not expecting severe storms tonight, but that changes tomorrow. I'll have the severe threat in your Saturday forecast.